Well, this is it. This weekend will be the final time that the Detroit Grand Prix will take place at the iconic Belle Isle Raceway. Hosting its first Grand Prix weekend in 1992, the 2.35-mile, 14-turn temporary course, with its bumpy roads, lack of runoff, and unique layout on the roads of a state park, will get to experience for one final time the roar of race car engines from both the NTT Indycar Series and the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, along with the Indy Lights Series and the Masters Endurance Legends USA Series. Next year, the city of Detroit will get to once again witness auto racing on a new downtown street course that will share elements of the original Grand Prix layout used by Formula One and IndyCar from 1982 to 1991. While I do have some opinions on the new layout and how that might affect the racing and popularity of the event, it still needs to grow on me. It's going to be hard to come to terms with the Grand Prix leaving a place that taught me to love racing. Sure, it's not the easiest race to get to in terms of access, plus parking isn't plentiful, and sightlines aren't the greatest for fans depending on where you sit, but many will be sad to see the Detroit Grand Prix move back to downtown, while many others are excited to see this change. A lot has changed since the first race in 1992. The move to the newly created Belle Isle circuit, which back in the day was only a narrow 2.1-mile layout, was woefully unpopular with the drivers compared to the downtown track, even after the course was lengthened more in line to what we see now, in an attempt to create more passing zones and complete racing. The Detroit race disappeared from race calendars between 2003 and 2006, before returning under the Indy Racing League for 2 years, before going away again in 2008 after the recession put a halt to the event. The revival of the event was spearheaded by Team Penske and future Indianapolis Motor Speedway owner Roger Penske. An important element of the Detroit event was the inclusion of sports car racing, and in 2007, the American Le Mans Series joined the festivities, followed by Grand Am and the current IMSA Series taken over since 2012. In the last decade, the crowd at Belle Isle has always been about the same, or flipped in popularity when comparing the Saturday crowd to the Sunday attendance, and the sports cars have generally provided the weekend's most compelling racing. Watching multi-class racing romp around the Belle Isle circuit in a timed format, with the DPI prototypes and production-based GT cars, provided fans a different experience compared to their open-wheel counterparts. Plus, the event hosted free Prix Day on the Fridays of race weekend, inviting fans and newcomers to check out the action up close for no cost. After this weekend's racing ends, and the smell of tire, fuel, and elephant ears dissipate, the walls, fences, banners, and curb apexes will disappear for good, and Belle Isle will go back to its status as a public state park, and this time, it will be permanently. All of the running and biking exercise trails, the beach, the Dawson Great Lakes Museum, the James Scott Memorial Fountain, and the Anna Scripps Whitcomb Conservatory will be open for the public throughout the summer. The tire marks will fade, replaced by commuters and families planning a day to go to the aquarium or conservatory, or those wanting to be active by playing soccer or baseball out on the fields. I can think back to the many fond memories and events we all got to witness. The kart race in 2000 that saw the birth of Spider-Man, also known as Helio Castroneves. His tradition of climbing a race fence after every victory started right here in Detroit, where he captured the first of many victories in his long and successful career. How about the 2012 race, being red flagged for 2 hours because the park's roads were falling apart and causing drivers to crash? Sorry, James Hinchcliffe and Takuma Sato, I know that looked bad. 2013 being the first year that implemented the double-header format that we've known for almost a decade, and gave fans a chance to experience more than one format of racing on multiple days. Oh yeah, and the second of the 2 IndyCar races in 2018, with the infamous incident with the pace car wrecking at turn 2. We try not to remember that. My love for racing is drawing me back to Belle Isle Raceway for one last time, and boy is it bittersweet. I started getting into racing by watching Formula One on the family's small TV. The sweet, sweet sound of a guitar bursting through the screen, getting you set for the next race weekend, was intoxicating. It wouldn't be long until I got to attend my first auto race in 1999, right here at Belle Isle. Attending as a wee 4-year-old lad, the race wasn't even in its traditional June time slot that year, because it was moved to August to avoid a conflict with NASCAR's race at Michigan International Speedway. There were multiple crashes, the pace car was leaking fuel, and the race finished under caution and a time limit, with Dario Franchitti winning and teammate Paul Tracy coming in second. There definitely will be some things about the track that I won't miss. The general admission viewing platforms, which makes your legs feel like mush at the end of the day, or taking a shuttle bus to and from the island among those beside me obnoxiously babbling on about their weird lives. But Belle Isle was where I got to live the experience of being a motorsport fan, and I can't thank this park enough for providing myself and my family a chance to spend the day together, watching ludicrously fast race cars drive over parking spots, and producing new memories each and every year. Let's see what 2023 and beyond gives us on the streets of downtown Detroit.